And it's a warm welcome to the Motorhome Matt podcast from the Big Show, and the Big Show, Matt, is...
It's the Motorhome and Caravan Show 2023.
Oh, fantastic. What a welcome for us here at the show. And we're here on the Thursday. Things are a little bit quietened down, so we've taken a little bit of time, Matt, away from you glad-handing people and kissing the fans.
Kissing? There was no kissing, I promise. There's a lot of selfies.
Yeah, we got a free cake as well.
We did. Thank you to the listener that brought the free cake. It was really nice. We were nervous about trying it because you didn't actually tell us whether you liked the podcast. So are we going to love this or are we going to die?
For people who do like the podcast are our proud sponsors.
Yes.
It's Starley.
Falcon Technology.
Fiamma.
Gas Stop.
Motorhome Finance from Creative.
Solbio.
And Dip.
Thank you all.
D-Dip. There you go. How about that? And of course, thatleisureshop.com.
Of course, yeah. Thank you to those guys too, yeah.
Who are with us week in and week out. Okay then, Matt, let's get into it, shall we? What are your thoughts on the show?
Well, the big thing for me has been the return of innovation. We've seen a number of manufacturers launching new products, which has been absolutely brilliant to see. Screen prices, wow. The number of 200+ thousand pound motorhomes here is at a record high. Certainly 100,000 plus has been, really significant. We've seen launches as well from manufacturers, which is great to see again. Some really nice models from Frank here. We're going to look at that in a minute. Some Bailey new motorhomes as well. Of course, the Bailey Endeavour EV was here. Great to go and see that again. And Coachman as well, launching a beautiful A-class motorhome. I was in Dusseldorf looking at Kabe motorhomes, and they own Coachman, and they're building them, and they're here as well. Big highlight for me was being on the Expert Theatre every day. Thank you to the organisers for asking me to guest there. That has been a real highlight for me. Not knowing what questions we're going to get at the beginning of each session has been great fun, and then answering them with a panel of experts, 4 or 5 of us each day. And the number of people in the audience who say, I'm a newbie, that was been really nice. That's been great fun. Another big highlight was I got a towing lesson with the lovely Fliss, the trailer lady, towing a caravan around the NEC local roads here. That was brilliant fun.
Luckily, you couldn't reverse. It was forwards only.
Well... Stay tuned.
It was supposed to be forwards only anyway. Okay, general feeling. Have you talked about that really? That's the feeling of the show. I tell you what, we have been surrounded by love at our stand here at the Motorhome Matt podcast. I'm not joking.
Well, you've been on the stand all day.
I'm not joking. People coming up every 3 or 4, 5 minutes. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming along. Shaking my hand. Where's Matt? I don't know. He's around somewhere. Keith, fantastic. Love the podcast. Where's Matt? Don't know. Keith, we really enjoy that podcast with you. And where's Matt?
Well, there were a couple of days where the film crew were here, so we were off grabbing loads of interviews with people and discovering lots of good stuff. So yeah, I'm afraid there were a couple of days during the middle of the week where I wasn't on the stand very much. So you held the fort. So you did a great job.
Me and Jude.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah, and stuffing the bags.
Oh my goodness, so many bags. Every evening, hours filling bags with leaflets.
I tell you what, the big hit was in the bags, the sporks.
The sporks from Gas Stop. I know, they're great, aren't they?
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic.
Really good.
So I was talking about general feelings. That's the love we've had on the stand. How's it been for you walking around?
Yeah, really good. It's been lovely to meet people who've come up and, as you say, have patted me on the back or shaken my hand. No one's punched me in the face.
The back?
Yeah, it was the back. Yeah. And just saying thank you for the advice, the hints, the tips. That has been an honour, I have to say. The general feeling seems to be really upbeat. Spoken to several friends who've got dealerships here, and they've had a really good week. People are spending money. They all want some stability. They're all talking about the screen price. They're all facing financial challenges with the values of these motorhomes now, and that's something I'm sure we're going to look at in the future. What's actually going on with pricing? What does the future hold? Boy, we had a really good interview with the electric van man, Paul Kirby, didn't we? Stay tuned for that in a future episode. Paul visited the show today, flew in by electric helicopter. No, he didn't. But it was brilliant to have him here today. I mean, Paul is a real massive influencer in the world of EV.
Yeah, he's got a lot of electric fans, hasn't he?
Electric fans, yeah.
Get
it? And it was lovely having Paul here today and just giving him an insight into our little corner of the world, which, he said we as an industry, and he meant the EV world, must not overlook our niche. He was blown away by how big the show is and how many people are here. It's been selling out as well. So yeah, it's been a really, really busy show. Seems to me loads of people here for the first time, which I just find really encouraging and very exciting.
Well, that's fantastic. Like you say, lots of bags being seen around. It'd be interesting to know actually how many motorhome deals have been done here. What's supply like actually? When we were here last year, there was great waiting list. You could put the deposit down and you could get your motorhome ordered, but you're going to have to wait a long time. How's that changed?
Yeah, in some corners it's eased, and dealers are saying that supply is getting better, but you start talking to a number of European dealers and they say, well, if you order now, you'd probably get it in early summer, June, July. If you want an automatic gearbox, there no one's committing. I actually saw here a right-hand drive automatic Fiat-based motorhome. I reckon it was worth £1 million.
Really?
I took a picture of it. So I found one. So yeah, they are around, but yeah, automatic right-hand drive seems to be on the Stellantis group chassis. So Fiat, Peugeot, and so on seem to be in short supply, and people are very loath to commit to when they're going to get you one, so that's still a real issue. 18-month lead times on some models, certainly.
Let's hear how Matt has got on around the big show in the last few days.
I love a launch at any show, and this show is no different. I'm here on the Coachman stand. This is the Travel Master Imperial 845, an absolutely beautiful A-Class, but not like many others. It is very, very highly spec'd on the Mercedes chassis. We saw these in Dusseldorf, branded Kabe, and of course Kabe, the Swedish company, they own Coachman entirely now, is that right?
That's correct, yeah. Our Swedish partners took full ownership of Coachman into 2021. They were a minor investor prior to that, and they liked what they saw, and they wanted to own the whole thing. So one of the benefits for us has been the ability to utilise their skill set for us to introduce into the motorhome market, which is something we'd wanted to do for quite a long time.
Well, you've entered it with aplomb, I have to say.
We have.
They are beautiful, absolutely stunning. Tell us a bit about the spec. I mean, not only are the walls lined with carpet, the ceiling is all spongy as well. Why?
Our Swedish friends have a big concentration on warmth. Sweden's not the warmest place you'll ever go to. So one of the benefits of the motorhomes is that they're exceptionally well made, but insulated as well. So they have a real desire to keep the cold out, keep you warm and toasty inside. So the carpet on the walls helps control condensation. The padded ceiling helps with noise acoustics and things like that. But it just makes it a more comfortable place to be. They are a premium brand at the premium sector of the market, and that ties in exactly with where we sit in the UK as well. So there's a lot of synergies between the two businesses. It works really well. And
that weather heritage you talk about there means it's got Alder heating, underfloor heating. What spec is the heating? Yeah,
so the Alder system is obviously fantastic and used in the UK widely. It's only as good as it's installed though, so the motorhome behind you has Alder in places you wouldn't find it in other vehicles. It's in the floor as well, so it's a waterborne heating system. It's not just the heat plates that some other brands use, but we've also got Alder in the footwells, in the cab. We've got a thermal blanket between the habitation and the cab area as well. The underfloor heating is on a separate thermostatic loop, so you can control the heating at one temperature, you can have the rest of the vehicle at a separate temperature as well. And then if you go somewhere warm, it's also got air conditioning on the roof.
Yeah, I saw that. That's brilliant. And of course, it's built on the Mercedes chassis, so even the seats are heated and cooled as well.
Yeah. So it's the Mercedes 170 engine combined with an Alco chassis, so it's 5,500 kilos in total. The benefit of the Alco chassis, it lets us position the wheels where we want them. It helps with the stability of the vehicle. But the Mercedes section of the cab, it's kind of no expense spared with that either. So it's the full-blooded version, 170, 9G Tronic, distance control. The cab seats are heated and cooling depending where you are, just to keep you comfortable while you're on the road.
Just quickly then, what's your view of the market at the moment? This is an expensive motorhome. It's tipped the £200,000 mark, which is, a few years ago was unheard of unless you were buying an American motorhome or something extravagantly German, that could put a car in the boot. What's your view of what's happening right now in the market?
The motorhome market remains reasonably buoyant. Used stock has been quite scarce the last few years. New prices have risen, around 25%. The increase in used has been driven by a lack of availability of right-hand drive cabs. Left-hand drive cabs in Europe have been a bit easier to come by, but the complication for us in the UK, obviously driving on the right, for the motor manufacturers, that was a bit of an added complication. So it's meant scarcer supply to the UK market for new vehicles, which has increased the used values. They're holding fairly static at where they are at the moment, as is new at the moment as well. We have had increases off the back of the last few years with COVID and one or two other bits that have driven up prices, but at the moment they are fairly static. But obviously, if you get a 10% rise on a £200,000 vehicle, it's a lumpy increase in itself. So we feel that the premium sector of the market, there is still interest there. You would argue that somebody who's spending £200,000 may be slightly better protected financially than somebody at the other end of the market.
So I'm joined by Mike Lowe from Motorhome Finance, powered by Creative. Mike, it's great to see you. You're the MD. How's it been?
It's been amazing. Thanks for coming over and seeing us, Matt.
It's a pleasure.
We've had a really good show. We're seeing lots of new people and making lots of new friends. It's such a busy show, isn't it?
It is packed, yeah. Saturday and Sunday are chaos.
I've got other people on the stand those 2 days. I'm going to miss it, unfortunately.
We'll catch up with them when they're here, don't worry. So the big topic of discussion that we've been having is the one of screen price. Prices are climbing, and there's talk that they're going to climb again for new. Can people really afford to take finance anymore?
Can people really afford not to take finance anymore is the question.
Well, you would say that.
Yeah, but the reality is as prices climb and things become less affordable and out of your reach, why should you downgrade your expectations?
Yeah.
Perhaps sometimes a little bit of finance can help you live the dream that you actually intend on living.
And have you had to reinvent your offer to react to the current market? So interest rates have gone up, screen prices have gone up, wages aren't going up so much. What's your offer?
Well, we tailor a solution. So if deposit is the issue, we'll talk around that. If monthly budget is the issue, we can extend the term. 10 years is the traditional finance term for a motorhome, campervan, caravan, but we can actually offer up to 15 years. So there's lots of different solutions. It's just people need to come to us and be open about what's important to them.
And exactly that. I mean, what's your deposit? And you do a balloon as well, don't you? Which of course mitigates the monthly payment somewhat as well.
Yeah, potentially we can do balloon payments. Extended term is the main thing. You wouldn't put a balloon on a 10-year product, for example, but if you want to keep your transaction short to 5 years, certainly we can look at a balloon for you.
And it's not just consumer finance, you're offering commercial finance, finance from people that are looking to get into motorhome rental as well.
Yeah, we do a lot in the rental sector. Yeah. We've had a lot of new starts that we've helped, and obviously traditional larger businesses that have been established a long time, and we can show them large credit line facilities at the right rate.
We've been invited onto the Caravan and Motorhome Club stand for their CL Awards. A CL is a certified location. It's a campsite with just 5 pitches, for which you don't need planning permission. They're all privately owned sites. There are over 2,200 of them now in the UK, and today we're celebrating the best of the best. Now I'm here with an unlikely couple. This is the lovely Guy and Joe.
Why unlikely?
Look how old you are.
29.
And a half.
These guys have just won Best New CL, which is fantastic. Betley Park. Brilliant news, guys. Congratulations. Someone behind me as you walked up said, "Oh, it's nice to see some young people."
Oh, youngish people, yeah.
I don't know if they meant winning or just owning a CL. You're not really the typical sort of profile, are you?
I don't think we are really, are we? No, and I think that's why we're doing it, is we're trying to draw a younger crowd in to let them know that CLs exist even.
Yeah, brilliant. And whereabouts is your CL?
It's in Shropshire, Shrewsbury in Shropshire.
Okay.
Yeah, overlooking the Shropshire Hills. It's beautiful.
And I hear you have a rather stunning view. It's not just you, Guy. The view itself, the countryside.
That's very kind
is
of
amazing.
you, Matt, can I say? We have 2,500 acres of unbroken farmland right in front of the site, and we also look over the entire Shropshire Hill range from the Wrekin to
Caradoc and Cardinal Valley. It's a long
Beautiful. That's a big view.
It's a big view.
It's panoramic.
Yeah.
We get people coming to stay at the site and they say, oh, so Monday we're doing this, Tuesday we're doing that, Wednesday, and then they get there and they just sit
And stare at the view.
Yeah,
I
they
can
do.
believe
It's
it.
like a picture postcard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I know one of the feedbacks is your website's really, really user-friendly, so well done.
Thank you
That's
very
not
much.
always the case with CLs, is it?
I'm proud to say we actually built it ourselves.
We
as well.
did.
Well done.
We did.
Yeah, we were impressed with ourselves, weren't we?
Yeah,
Well,
very
congratulations to you both. Well
Thank you very
deserved.
much.
It's great to have
Thank
you in the CL community. And well done, Guy. You managed to do that entire interview without mentioning Van Love Fest.
Yeah, thanks very much. But you do come to Van Love Fest, which is vanlove.com.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Now, I'm here with the winner of Best CL in England, our good friend Ted from Chelsea Grange. Congratulations.
Matt, that's very, very kind of you, and a big thank you to all the people who voted for us as well, because that means everything to me. All those lovely people who've been to my site and love it, and hopefully they'll all come back.
How long have you run a CL, Ted?
About 10 years now, and enjoyed it, and it's great for our farm as well. You know, it's a great way for our farm to be diversified and get more people out in the countryside, visiting the local pubs, seeing the farm shops, and all those sort of things.
And you're one of the few CLs in the country with an EV charging point, aren't you?
Well, we thought we'd have to innovate, do something new this year, you know, so we did put in a charging point. Yeah, and hopefully more people will use it, you know, in the coming years. Yeah.
And people can come with a caravan or a motorhome, is that right?
Absolutely. Caravan, motorhome, or even a trailer tent. Those are allowed too.
So where can people find out more about your site?
We are on the Caravan Club website. We're also on our own website, chelseagrange.co.uk, and on clbooking.co.uk.
Well, congratulations, Ted. Well deserved. And great to see you again.
Welcome to Birmingham in the rain. Well, it's Birmingham. Of course it's rainy. And we're here for the Motorhome and Caravan Show 2023. We've been in the big halls. Matt's been doing the stardom stuff and giving advice to everybody. But now we're outside. And I tell you what we're going to be doing. Some free towing training. The Camping and Caravanning Club have organised this, and Motorhome Matt himself is going to be taking part. Here's some words of warning for you, or maybe comfort. No, he can't go backwards, and yes, he is going to be completely and utterly supervised by a wonderful trainer called Fliss.
A little birdie tells me that you can tow.
Yeah, I can.
So rather than me teaching you to suck eggs, let's see what you can do. I'm going to put you through your paces and see if you can tow.
What are we going to do?
Nothing dangerous. I just want to see that you can keep a car and a caravan safe on the road. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. So clutch down then and press the start button. Okay.
There we go.
Right then, when you're ready then, let's just check there's no one else coming in.
Nobody about.
Lovely. And we will go move out and around that caravan.
So we can drive it around and about where we want?
Well, within reason. What have you got in mind?
Well, I'll do a little bit of backwards, will I?
Well, you're not going backwards. Stop
No,
there.
it's a towing experience.
It's a towing. No,
I'm reversing.
It's a towing experience. Stop there.
Hey?
Manoeuvring is backwards. Towing is forwards.
We're not allowed to go backwards.
We're not allowed to go backwards. At the end of the road, we'll turn right and go round the front of the stand.
It's great that this is free.
It's excellent, isn't it? And it's only 15 minutes, but it's just something to give someone that little confidence boost if they're a bit unsure, or for someone who's thinking of maybe doing a course or buying a caravan. Okay, either lane ahead of you, please.
We've been released.
You're out.
We've escaped.
Okay, so first challenge. At the roundabout, I want you to turn right, third exit.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want the caravan to hit the roundabout, and I don't want you to stray out of the white line with the truck.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going for it.
I'm making no comment.
There was plenty of room. I've got sweaty hands, Fliss.
Because you're sitting next to
It's
the
like being on a
instructor.
driving test. So, Fliss, what are the 3 most common mistakes that people make?
The most common mistakes are people drive too fast,
Yeah.
and they don't allow for the caravan. So they'll take a corner as if they're in a car, but they'll forget about the caravan. So for example here, imagine this is a pizza mat, drive on the crust. So by driving on the crust of this roundabout, come all the way out, your caravan is now staying in the white line, and it's not going to cut anyone up on that right-hand side.
Okay.
But people will take a roundabout as if they're driving solo.
So the caravan hits the curb.
Hits the curb, or it cuts someone up on the other side because they're not positioning the car right. And the other biggest mistake is people do not load their caravans correctly and take all the precautions before they set off on their journey.
But do you teach people about that on this course?
Yes, on our courses we cover absolutely everything. Let's turn right on this one. We cover absolutely everything from how to load the caravan, how to work out the nose weight, how to manoeuvre forwards and backwards in small spaces, and dealing with different road situations. And what makes our courses unique is that on the Pitch and Progress course, we actually take our customers to a live campsite and teach them how to reverse onto a camping pitch with other campers, children, dogs, everything. So, and that's unique to the market.
Right, but that's not free, is it, that course?
No, they're our paid courses that run out of Coventry with the Camping and Caravanning Club.
Oh my goodness, the clipboard's out.
Okay.
The last time I felt like this, I was 17 and I took my driving test.
Okay, well, how do you think you did?
Oh, that's an awful question. I think I did okay.
What do you think?
No one died.
No, that's very true. No one died.
I think I did okay. I kept the caravan off the white lines.
Yes, everything I challenged you to do, you managed. So you did the roundabouts and everything.
Yeah.
I think my one bit of feedback for you was about how close you pulled up behind that car in traffic.
Okay.
Okay.
I was too close. I couldn't see the rear wheels. I know.
Tyres on tarmac.
Tyres on tarmac.
That's me being ultra picky. Apart from that, everything was really, really good.
Oh, well.
So you got a clean bill of health.
I get a badge. So how can people find out more about the courses here at the show and then after the show as well?
Okay, so we've got loads of leaflets around on the club stand that's in Hall 8, or we've got leaflets here with our courses that are on there. Bookings are now open for 2024, so people can now book their courses.
And where do people go to find out about those courses?
Go to the website, Camping and Caravanning Club or thefriendlyclub.co.uk.
It's back. Innovation. It's here. I'm on the Frankia stand. This is the Now. An unusual name for a motorhome, but brilliant design, I have to say. This is the mustard version. There's an apricot version and a blue version coming as well. Now, you can't buy one now, but you can get one in July 2024. The decals aren't quite finished in terms of their design yet, but inside is stunning. It's a very different type of layout, and the colour really interesting. What's also interesting to note, this is a 3.5 ton motorhome, something Frankia normally have never built. They're normally much heavier than that, and a price point that is much lower than a Frankia. It starts at 80 something thousand. Normally I'd see them at over 100,000. This is the Yukon Peak. This is a Frankia owned brand, and frankly a step away from a traditional Frankia. In fact, more of a leap. I thought I'd like it because it's got bits of orange on it. That's true. I actually love it because it's really innovative. It's on a Mercedes Sprinter. It's a 4x4. It's 3.5 ton chassis. It looks very cool. It's even got a pop-top roof, so kind of a salute to the VW market, and maybe a younger market too, perhaps a market that Frankia aren't used to experiencing. But inside is absolute luxury. It is beautiful, I have to say. It does look very cool. I really like it. I'm delighted to be joined by the superstar of the whole Endeavour EV project, Chloe. Welcome back.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. How has this been received at the show?
Yeah, the reaction's been so amazing. It's been really great to see such a positive reaction to it and to be engaging with the public and seeing what they think of it.
Yeah.
Everyone's been very curious of all the materials and the technology and everything we've put in it, so I think it's been a real worthwhile project.
And so tell me then, I can guess, what's been the number one question?
Range, yes.
Yeah, we knew that, But what other questions have you had?
Can they buy it now? Which is always a positive question to be asked.
No, you can't.
No, they can't. Can they get these materials in some of our other products, which was really reassuring to hear as well.
Yeah.
Really interested about the lighting, the voice controlled element of it all. Alexa broke down yesterday. We had so many people trying to use her at once. But yeah, as a whole, it was just really positive. And yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting to see what we can do in the next couple of years off the back of this.
And what's going to make putting those interiors in there into other Bailey product viable? Is it just about mass? Is it because they're really expensive, aren't they?
They are really expensive. I think from an upholstery perspective, there's definitely things we can do. We know our current suppliers are already offering kind of sustainable recycled fabrics. In terms of the worktop material. Obviously, having a worktop made from refrigerators and household appliances does come at a cost. So looking at something that can maybe give a similar look or feel. Obviously, that won't be something we could probably implement straight away, but maybe just kind of little sections of it, or an upstand, or just a little pop of things here and there, just to kind of push that sustainable message a little bit.
Well, I've got a little present for you. There's a little sign. Just hold that up there, look. So if you've got a question for Chloe, what is the range of the Bailey Endeavour EV? Chloe no longer needs to tell you. Just hang that around your neck all week. The number one question answered.
Thank you.
This is a Bailey Endeavour you can buy. This is Bailey's first venture into the campervan market. They've already won Best Large Campervan. Congratulations to Bailey. We've got the B62 here and the B64. The B62 is a rear lounge campervan. The B64 is a rear kitchen and front lounge with a pop roof, something I've never seen Bailey do before. They're definitely worth checking out if you're in the market for an alternative type and larger campervan. I want to introduce you to something really slim. In fact, Bailey called it streamlined and striking. No, it's not me, but you knew that. It is the new range of Bailey Allura motorhomes. There are 3 here on display. There's a rear lounge, an island bed and single beds. They're 77.5 grand, but they are only 2.1 metres wide, or just over that. They're under 7 metres long. An interesting step for Bailey. It really broadens their motorhome offering from the original Autograph that was really wide-bodied, the Adamo on the Ford Transit, and now these beauties as well. And they are stunning. They really are worth checking out. The external graphics, really impressive, very smart. There's a very modern kind of contemporary feel to the externals. Inside, really soft furnishings, soft range of colours. They're really, really lovely and definitely worth coming to see. I'm delighted to be joined by one of our sponsors of the podcast, Falcon Technology. Chris Williams is with me. Chris, you're the MD. Tell us a little bit about the product range that you've got here at the show.
Okay, so Falcon specialises basically in taking you from your home, putting you in your mobile home and giving you the things that you enjoy whilst camping. That could be boosted internet, to stay connected to family, or to enjoy what you enjoy with Netflix or Prime TV. We also renew your energy as well. That's smart with solar energy or battery-to-battery chargers, lithium batteries, the full range of renewable energy. And then of course we do camping television technology. We have a full range.
Wow, you've got it all going on, Chris.
We are the one-stop shop. Busy.
Do you sell flasks?
No. But we've got pretty much basically give you an experience in a field where you can cap your cost of camping, renew your energy, and enjoy being in an environment but still enjoy your toys.
Now, I love your little 4G combo unit. I talk about it all the time. In fact, we've been using them all year at all the shows we've been to. This is the 14th show we've been to this year, and we use them for our credit card machines and our tills that need to connect to the internet. What I love most about them is they're so simple to use, and that's very much a value at Falcon, isn't it?
Yes, and of course when we thought about this product, and there was many choices on the market, but most of them involved installation. And the nice thing about what we do when we go to shows, we're talking to people, but more importantly, we're listening to people. And it's by listening to people we design our technology. Not everybody wants to drill a hole.
No.
Not everybody wants to spend £600. We could make a plug-and-play solution, so that's what we worked on.
Yeah, yeah.
A budget-based solution with a 150 megabyte per second router, connects up to 10 devices, and delivers what people are looking for on an entry-level solution.
Yeah, and it is entry-level, but it's
entry-
brilliant. It works.
It does the job, and
Yeah.
4G is everywhere.
Yeah. So tell me about your new TV. I love this,
yeah.
and I love your Plan D. Tell us more.
So now what we've got is we've got a great picture, because everybody wants a great picture. It's got a 178 degree viewing angle, because whilst you're sat at home you're looking at a TV, but in a caravan somebody could get put in a corner.
Yeah.
And in a corner, we're not talking Babe now out of Dirty Dancing, we're talking about...
Nobody puts Babe in the corner.
No, exactly. But in the corner now, if you are not looking at a good quality TV,
Yeah.
it will ghost. So a 178 degree viewing angle delivers a full colour picture.
So you can connect this to a regular TV aerial
Yeah.
and to a satellite dish.
Exactly.
And to wireless.
Indeed, we can go internet, so things like catch-up TV,
Yeah.
iPlayer, Netflix,
Yeah.
all that's included. But of course, in a perfect world, we have a connection for A, B or C. But if we have no connection for A, B, C, we have the D, which is the DVD player, which most people don't have.
Mate, that is so clever and so
Well-
cheesy. That's you all over.
I'm sorry.
So this is the thing, though, with modern TVs, smart TVs. Come on over there.
sure.
With smart TVs, they don't have a DVD player in.
No.
And if you've got no internet, no
Exactly.
TV signal, I want to get the DVDs out.
Wet and windy, welcome to the UK.
Yeah, I've never watched that one. But so if you need tech for your motorhome, campervan, static caravan, any sort of tech, be it internet access, something to watch, batteries, solar, we've not even touched on those. We'll
No,
do
not
that.
at all.
We'll do that in the future.
Exactly.
But then you definitely should go and check out Falcon Technology at most of the shows all year.
Indeed, yeah, and also we've got a lovely campsite here as well at our headquarters in Cheshire, where people, should they want an installation, whether it's internet or solar, they get 2 free nights of camping at the campsite.
Love it. Do they get to come and see you?
Carry on camping, of course.
It was great to catch up with Chris. He honestly is such a character. He's almost, you can imagine a cartoon selfie of himself. Do you know what I mean? A caricature.
What, Deputy Dog?
He would be Del Boy. Honestly, I love Chris to bits. And the range of products they're selling is amazing. So, yeah, Chris, thank you to Falcon Technology especially for sponsoring the podcast.
Shall we give our other sponsors a quick mention again? It's Starley,
Falcon,
Fiamma,
Gas Stop,
Motorhome Finance from Creative,
Solbio,
and Dip, spelled DDIPP.
You always have to spell dip.
And of course that leisureShop.com.
Indeed, yeah, they've had a blinding week as well. Maypole at that leisure shop, the guys have really done well. If you bought something from us at the show, you bought a Maypole caravan cover, motorhome cover, or some security, thank you. You've made a massive difference to a really tiny business. The guys have been run off their feet, and Maypole Warehouse have been run off their feet. They've been delivering new stock to us every day, and even late in the day we were placing another order. So it's been a chaotic week behind the scenes. So if you were one of the customers, the thousands of customers that we met this week, thank you so much.
We always say it, it's my favourite part of the podcast, the Q&A, the questions and answers from you. And we have got a live one from the show today, Matt. Okay, question here from Anne Deegan, who says, what sat-nav system would you recommend for the UK and Europe?
Okay, you've sprung this one on me as well. Well, the first one that comes to mind, and it's the one I've got, is an Avtex Garmin, only because I can put in the size of our motorhome, whatever motorhome I'm in, and the weight, and then it will determine what routes I take. That means I'm not going to end up down a lane with grass up the middle, where we always seem to end up when we use Google. So yeah, that's my favourite bit of hardware. It's easy to update, and it's a brilliant bit of kit, £300 odd, and yeah, go to thatleisureShop.com and you'll find one there.
Yeah, you can use the one on your phone, or those other ones that you can buy. But like you say, with a larger vehicle, you want one there with the option on there, don't you? I'm driving a motorhome, or I'm driving an HGV. Or whatever.
Yeah, and if you don't want to spend that sort of money, £26 a year, I think it is, for Copilot. It's an app you use on your phone. In fact, this came up this week in the expert panel, and someone said, yeah, I second that for Copilot, and I've used it. I don't actually pay the subscription, so I don't get to download all of the data, but this guy did, and he said it's absolutely brilliant, so I might look into that as well.
Fantastic. Okay, final thoughts from you then, Matt, from the big show, which is the
Motorhome and Caravan Show 2023.
What's your final thoughts?
Well, it's been a brilliant week. It's been heaving. It's been so busy. New people coming to the show. I tell you what's been interesting as well is the average age of people walking around the aisles. They seem to have got younger. And that's exciting.
Lots of younger people, and I tell you what, families as well. Quite a few children with mums and dads coming for the day out, and it's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely is. So that's been really exciting. Pricing has been a big topic of conversation, the windscreen price of motorhomes. Some of them are mouth-watering. What's been also exciting, though, is manufacturers prepared to take the plunge into a lower price point in the market. Manufacturers I've not seen doing that before. People like Frankia, normally the 140 grand is normal. They've got motorhomes here that start at much lower price than that. That's been very exciting. The innovation's been great. It was brilliant to catch up with Harrison Ward, the Fell foodie, looking at his brand new book. Talking to Martin Dorey, we've got an interview coming up with him in a future episode, catching up with what Martin's been up to in the last couple of years. He's got some new books coming as well. And you know what? I was even invited to join. This is it, Keith.
Join what?
I've arrived.
Spearmint Rhino?
No.
What?
No, I gave that all up. No, I've been invited to join the Caravan Writers Guild.
Really?
Check me out. Yeah.
We only learned to write 6 months ago.
I get to go to their dinner next year and everything. Yeah. I know.
In a monkey suit.
It's exciting. Yeah, I'll be the jester in reception as people arrive.
Don't mistake him for the magician, will you? Well, that's fantastic news. I wasn't invited, by the way.
No, of course not.
No. Well, that's about us done and dusted from the big show right here at the NEC. Thanks to everybody who came along and said hi. Like I said, it was just love surrounding us all day, and it was fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Final question for you before we sign off. A battered sausage or cod for tea?
Definitely cod.
Oh, I thought you were going to
chips.
say a battered sausage. There you
No,
go.
that's you.
Well, okay then, Matt. Well, thanks for catching up with us. No doubt we'll catch up with you again. And
we'll do it all again tomorrow, shall we?
If people want to get in touch, if they want to...
You can do that very, very easily. Go to motorhomematt.co.uk/ask Matt, where you can ask a question. We would love it if you left us a review. And Maddie's shaking her head at me because we have a shortcut to this, and I haven't got my show notes in front of me. If you go to www.mhmp.info/ask Matt. That was a mouthful, wasn't it?
Well done.
Just go to the website, you'll find it.